What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Power Season 4, Episode 6. Gotta get back in the groove of things, y'all. Y'all know I was on vacation. I cannot believe my vacation is over. Just about over anyway. I'm gonna have to be back to work soon, and child, I can't believe it, but I'm back in the studio. Had a great vacation. Special thanks to my rock star Jakai, her sister Sabrina, her brother Ron, who really came through for me on them Universal Studios tickets. Special thanks to them, you guys. I got to get it together. Tomorrow I'm going to be back to it. I know I'm tired of looking at myself looking like this. Y'all know when I be on vacation, I don't be putting on makeup and shit. And then after a while, I be looking at the videos like, oh, I'm so tired of that old washed out, tired look. So tomorrow, back to work, nigga. I have my makeup on. I'll be looking like something again. I'm also about to take this hair out because I am so over it. Anyway, you guys, now that we got all that out the way, the review. It was a good episode. I think this was probably one of the best episodes for me this season. And they've had a lot to happen. But this episode, for whatever reason, the pacing was just perfect. And I didn't feel like I was all over the place. So anyway, you guys, let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so the show opens with James and Tyreek. They on the bus, child, laying the days. They can't believe what just happened. Looking all around the bus, James notices another dad and his son. Now, they over there, they having a good little conversation. You could tell they close. James just saved his damn son from a drug dealer that he grew up with and had framed and put in jail, who wanted to kill them both. There is a stark difference here. It's clear that their relationship will never be the same. At the same time, Tommy finds out that his safe house was robbed, okay? And, the black guy that got slapped. He tells them that James was the one who did it. Kanan was with him. Tommy was like, Kanan is alive? And that's when Ghost calls him and was just like, Tommy, I need you to meet us over here. Tommy rushes over there and he realizes that Tariq is with Ghost. He's like, what the fuck happened? Kanan had Tyreek, kidnapped him, Jukebox was with him. Tommy was just like, I cannot believe you told me that Kanan was dead, that he burnt up in the fire. Well, Ghost thought that. But here we are today. Kanan ain't dead. Tommy is listening to this story. Is like, if anybody else told me this story, I would kill their ass. Okay, would not believe one word of it. But it is what it is. Okay, Tommy goes up to the truck that Tariq is in and he says, hey, let me ask you a question. Did Andre know anything about Kanan being alive? And Tariq protects Andre. No, he didn't know anything and I didn't tell him. Now back at the, the prosecution team. First chair John, he is over them. He tells them, listen, y'all might as well forget it. You won't be getting your jobs back. As a matter of fact, you might want to look in the private sector. I'm going to be good because I was new to the case, and that's what I told him. I didn't know none of this shit that you guys had going on. So, yeah, while I'm protecting myself, y'all can forget it. You better start polishing up your resume. So now the Keystone cops are out of a job, and they all mad. Overly dedicated, he was like, listen, I'm not going down without a fight. I'm going to prove that St. Patrick was the killer of Greg, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to take your ass down, Angela, as well. Okay, so Overly Dedicated is still on the case, at least mentally. Now, when Tariq and Ghost get home, of course, Tasha is besides herself with worry. Where the hell have you guys been? She's about to start fussing, and he was like, Tasha. Okay, Tariq was with Kanan. They had kidnapped him, and it sounds like that wasn't the first time it happened. Okay, because I forgot to tell you guys that Tommy told Ghost how there was a kidnapping scare earlier, right when Ghost went to jail. And obviously, Tasha didn't bother to tell Ghost. So now that they are back at the house, he's looking at her like, how the fuck you not going to tell me that my own damn son got kidnapped? Tyreek is still sort of like in this whatever funk that he's in. Now he mad at Tasha for lying about Sean. He about to go off on her, and everybody's Ghost is like, wait a minute, Tyreek, go on to your room. So everybody on edge right now. Of course, Tasha and Ghost, they start having an argument about whose fault it is. Tasha says that they wouldn't be there if he hadn't dipped his dick in Angela's puss. Okay, and he says this has nothing to do with Angela. This is all about Kanan wanting to get back at me. I guess there is a little bit of truth at both of what they're saying. Tasha says if you would have killed his ass 10 years ago like I told you to, then we wouldn't even be in this mess. In the meantime, Raina is overhearing everything outside of the door. They're arguing loudly. She can't believe her mama just said, kill him. Okay, she's like, what the hell is going on? She knocks on the door. She opens the door, and Raina was like, I'm ready to go to school. Is my dad in there? And, he is. And, he's baby girl. He's happy to see her. She runs in his arms. She gives him a hug. But we can't forget that Raina heard her mom say that Ghost should have killed Kanan. Anyway, they're about to take her to school, and who should show up at the penthouse but Simon Stern. You guys remember that they are in bed with him. Simon's telling them that there's going to be a big party, with the tastemakers and the politicians, the who's who will kind of help seal the deal on this urban loan that they're trying to get. You guys gonna have to get ready. He got image makers there. They're going to make James look good, his family look good. You guys be ready to be in the spotlight. Tasha does not want to do that. My kids have been through enough. Okay, and they're like, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Tasha, this is your fault. If you wouldn't got in fucking bed with Stern, we wouldn't even be at this point. But now that you've done it, got to play the role. So Ghost tells him that he will do as he needs him to do. Now, just like we figured, Tommy takes it straight on to Andre. I was like, ooh, I hope he kills his motherfucking ass, even though I knew he wasn't going to. And he was just like, yeah, Andre, thanks for letting me know that Kanan was alive. Andre was just like, Kanan's alive? He was like, yeah, as if your ass didn't know it. You know, he was like, of course I didn't know it. To make a long story short, he kind of convinces Tommy that he did not know that Kanan was alive. I don't think Tommy 100% believed him, but what else could he do at this point? He got to play him a little bit closer to the vest. But Andre was like, enough about that. I called you down here because 718, I ain't heard from, I ain't talked to him, you know, been trying to get in touch with him. But anyway, his car has been found here. So they got the car. Shortly after that, they find 718's body just laid out on the ground. Any of you guys who thought that 718 might still be alive, baby, he is not alive. He is coagulating on the fucking ground in the damn warehouse. When Tommy sees him, he sees that the 718 is cut off his neck, and he was like, them fucking Todos Locos people. And, you know, Andre is like, fuck. Okay, he was like, this is a direct disrespect on me and Ghost. Andre didn't know about the deal that Ghost had made with the Todos Locos, so now he's made a little bit of a mess of this whole thing. But, you know, Tommy got blood in his eyes. He about to do something to them Todos Locos people, and he mean right now. While they sitting there talking, Andre is able to talk himself into getting 718's job. He ain't here no more. Somebody got to do it. Tommy was like, fine, you got the position. Oh, I can't stand Andre! He has got to die. Back at Truth, Tommy and Ghost are talking about these tapes and how Ghost knew that Ruiz was wearing a wire. Tommy was like, I'm not even gonna worry about it because I got the damn tapes now. I can't sit around here and fuck around with you too much longer. I have got to take care of business with the Todos Locos. Natasha, back at the house, is trying to keep control of Raina. Raina is sick of being treated like a baby. Everybody tiptoeing around her and not telling her what it is. Alright, I am not a child. You guys need to tell me what the hell is going on. So then Tasha tells her, well, Kanan is alive. Tariq was hanging out with them. And now we've got to watch out for Kanan because Kanan probably will come back and he's a bad dude. So if you find out anything, we're going to keep our eye on Tariq. If you see anything or hear anything, I need you to let me know. We can't keep these secrets from you too much longer. No, you can't. Especially Raina, who feels like she's been in the dark so long. Now she is going to get curious. Now, back down at the Keystone Cops, okay, overly dedicated and Big Boss Sandoval, they talking to John, and they are trying to pin this whole mole thing now on Donovan. You guys remember Donovan? He's the one that lost his shit on the stand, on the witness stand. And of course, First Chair John is skeptical, but you know, they was like, all we ask is you check it out. We know we not on the case no more, but you should check that little lead out. At the same time, Angela is actually talking to Donovan. She was like, look, I know that they cut off the cameras in the office, but what about the rest of the club? They have to have surveillance cameras all throughout that club, okay? Whoever planted that gun had to have gone upstairs. She's telling them to check it out, but she's on suspension, so she can't do anything, and Donovan is not really sure if he should be working with her, okay? He ain't trying to lose his damn job either. I was like, Donovan, baby, you don't know they trying to blame this shit on you. You better listen to Angela. Skipping back over to Tasha, she's talking to Terry, and she's telling him how she's not really feeling this whole playing the, you know, the role of the family in the spotlight. And Terry says you have to do it because, you know, this case still could get tried. And if it is, you know, they're going to need to see that you guys are one big happy family. She wants him to still represent them. He was like, I can't do it. I don't really like your damn husband. She was like, well, you have to do it for me. Of course, she bats her eyelashes. And he was like, okay, Tasha, I'm not going to do it for your husband, but I'm going to do it for you. I said, the power of the Punani, child, it will never fail us. Now, Ghost finds out from Proctor that Tommy killed the new Crazy Obsessed, you know, the Homeland Security agent. Not only did he kill him, but he killed him in Proctor's place. Stabbed him to death. Proctor's like, Tommy is fucking crazy. Now, you know, James is really, really mad. This is even more problems that they got. He being accused of killing Greg. Now, Tommy done killed another fucking federal agent. Now, Tommy, he done met with the Todos Locos boy, the ones that killed 718. and he's pissed. The head guy at Todos Locos tells him, you know what, that it was this one here, okay? He done got some minion, and they blaming the fucking murder on him. That guy is saying that he didn't do it, that he's innocent. But you know, head Todos Locos man tells Tommy that, listen, he did it. He was all by himself. We thought it would be best if you were able to kill him yourself. So Tommy kills him. Then he points a gun at the head honcho and says, listen, you didn't think that I was going to fall for that shit, okay? You done got some little old scrawny ass motherfucker to say that he tried to kill 718. Okay, 718 would have killed him. So, yeah, I'm going to kill you right now because you obviously think I'm stupid. So I'm going to need you to give me back Julio's territory and some other things that he wanted. And, of course, the head honcho was like, yeah, I don't know. I got to talk to the people about that. And Tommy was like, how about I kill you and they come looking for me and then I'm going to talk to them my damn self. Todos Locos says, you know what, I'll set up the meeting. Yeah, I thought you would. After Tommy walks away, Andre tells the head honcho, Todos Locos, boy, listen, you better hope that this conversation that they have turns out right, okay? Because if we get caught, we both dead. They're going to get caught, y'all. I feel it. I feel it as vindication. We need that to happen in this season. Now, then we see these new folks. I didn't know who they were. Okay, this guy is snorting cocaine in this nice high-rise apartment, and then these people come in. You can tell they look very sinister. They make him snort a whole bunch of fucking cocaine till he overdoses. They have his girlfriend or his wife. Okay, they kill his wife, girlfriend, whatever she is, and steals the baby. I was like, who are they? But we find out later on that they are actually the big people of the Todos Locos gang. Okay, the ones at the very, very top that Tommy wanted to speak with, because later on we see Tommy actually meet with them. Tommy was just like, look, y'all killed my boy Julio. I'm gonna need Julio's territory back. Not only that, but I'm also gonna need 6 corners in the, you know, whatever neighborhood, and I'm gonna need some contacts out in California. You know, they was just like, yeah, we don't know if we gonna be able to do that. He said, oh yeah, you are. You know, you owe me because I killed Lobos. They were like, no, you didn't kill Lobos. We had somebody do that in the jail. He said, oh no, that's what you want to think, but that's not what happened. I killed Lobos. I took that problem off your hands. So like I said, you guys owe me 2 times. And they're like, well, let us think about it. He was like, okay, don't think too long. Yeah, I wouldn't think too long on that. Y'all crazy, but I think Tommy is crazier. Now down back at the prosecution, overly dedicated is talking to First Chair John. They're talking about throwing Donovan under the bus. Well, it comes out the reason why they suspect Donovan is because Big Boss Sandoval is the one who suggested that. And John is thinking to himself like, this is interesting. Why would he blame his own co-worker out of the blue like this? Something might be up here. Now, this interview that Stern has set up, this is all a part of looking good for the image of James St. Patrick. They're all one big happy family sitting on the couch. And they're talking about how difficult it has been trying to get back on track since his case. The interviewer brings up the fact that James had the affair with Angela. Asked Tasha, you know, how hard was it for her to get over the affair? And she says, you know, it was difficult, but I stopped believing in him. That's why it happened. But once he confessed to me everything that happened and we were able to get back on track, I am 100% behind him. Oh, you're not wearing your wedding ring. And she says, well, actually, I had to sell my ring because we had to pay for all the lawyers that represented my husband. Tasha was the upstanding wife sitting right there next to her husband and their family. Tariq was sitting there. I said, this motherfucker better not say nothing. He just kept on looking like he wanted to say, this is a lie, this is a lie. I was just like, somebody put a fucking gag in that nigga's mouth. We can't even trust Tariq no damn more, y'all. Now, Donovan, he goes to Angela's house because he done thought about what she said and he can't get it out of his mind. He's thinking that maybe overly dedicated killed Lobos because there was some shit that went down at the jails and overly dedicated was wrapped up all in it. And she was like, yeah, no, I kind of see him jacking off after the nigga's dead, but I don't see him actually pulling the trigger. But let's look into all of this. Now, Tariq, he's in the car with Andre. You know, Andre is grateful that he didn't tell Tommy about Kanan. Tariq only wants to know if Kanan was set up by Ghost and Tommy and his mama. Tommy didn't know nothing about it, but, you know, Ghost and Tasha, well, maybe they did set him up. So now, of course, Tariq is mad because they set up his boy Kanan, and that's the reason why Kanan was the way that he was. See, this is the whole thing with Kanan and Tariq. Remember I told you guys a long time ago that depending on how Tariq found out about who Kanan really was, he might not necessarily hate Kanan, and this is exactly what has happened. He has now worked it out in his mind that Kanan is still his homie, and that his mom and dad are the enemy, and now he's pissed at them for setting up Kanan, and he still is in the same mindset, if not worse, than he was before this whole shit came out. The only thing that is going to have to happen for Tariq to finally realize that Kanan is bad is that something is going to happen really bad to somebody in his family, and I think we've already figured it out that it's going to be Raina. Raina is too curious about everything that's going on. She's tired of being in the dark, and that's the only person who is 100% innocent out of all of this, that if something happens to her, I hope that they don't kill that girl, but if something bad enough happens to Raina, I think that's the only thing that's going to be able to snap Tariq out of it. He doesn't trust anybody else with his dumb ass. He's a full-time lean head now. He just doesn't care. Even Ghost comes in there, wants to have a talk with Tariq. You know, Tariq is sort of just like whatever, not really paying him any damn attention. He still wants to know what happened between Ghost and Kanan, but of course Ghost is not going to tell Tariq that. It's shit. It's layers to everything. At your age, your teenage mind that's been protected all this time really can't even understand what has happened in their lives for them to all get to this point. So, like I said, Tariq is mad at Ghost and Tasha for setting up Kanan. While he's in there trying to have this talk with Tariq, Teresi calls and was like, look, you got 2 fucking days. Ghost has got to get Tommy in touch with Teresi. He texts him and says, we need to meet again. Now, the scene that was kind of out of the blue and sort of strange to me was the fact that Tasha was out to karaoke bar with Terry and I guess some people from his office. Tasha gets up there and sings a Whitney Houston song, I don't need to have to look very much further. That's one of my karaoke songs, y'all. If I was in the mood, I would give y'all a few bars, but not today. Terry is he's impressed that she sang. Afterwards, she was like, you can sing, and he was like, so can you. She was like, in a different day and age, maybe we could have done something. He was like, yeah, like a little BBC whining. She was like, no, not no brothers and sisters, maybe something else. She kind of give him the batting of the eye again, and then they kiss. I said, girl, you fixing to get in trouble. That damn Terry. Alright, I was like, where the people at that was around you looking? Nothing else happens. He was like, let us get you home. Okay, that next morning, child, she is all glowing and smiling and smirking to herself. Okay, she got a damn secret. Right when she walk out the bathroom, there's a ring box that's sitting on the bed. James is looking from the side and he's like, go on and open it. I feel like you deserve it after what you did yesterday for me on that couch. I realized that, you are here for me. And, James is all in this mode of he want to start over. Okay, I was like, James, you don't know that your girl is about to fuck somebody else. She doesn't know what to say, but it's another wedding ring. He's replacing the one that she sold. Now she don't know what to do because she is in lust with Terry Silver. Now that evening, it's this big party. Remember I told you about the tastemakers and the who's who, the politicians and everything. So they're all working the crowd. James is there. Tasha's there. She's got her best of the best on representing. And we finally see Lorenz Tate, episode 6. He is a councilman. Councilman Tate. Isn't that a coincidence? Anyway, Councilman Tate is, hey, brother, how you doing? All right. He was like, I know you working with Stern. He said, be careful with that snake. I know some areas in my council district that, you might be better served at. You might want to come on down there, brother, and see if we can. So, you could just tell, even from Lorenz and James having that quick meeting, I could tell that James actually liked Councilman Tate. That's probably the person that he would have liked to have worked with if he ain't got caught up in all this other shit. When Stern sees him, Stern is just like, you need to stay away from him. We don't need that kind of shit in our lives. I done told you I got the politicians and folks that I need you to talk to, and these are these people over here. James was just like, yeah, but that's why you a silent partner. Okay, stay silent. Continue to have a good time. Somehow James got to get out from under his thumb as well. What was really funny to me was the fact that Terry Silver was actually jealous that Tasha had on this big old bright sparkling ring. She wants to try to tell him that it's not nothing, but he walks off because he can't get control of his feelings. I was like, when did the feelings of all this shit happen so quickly? I mean, I don't know if I ever felt like there was any chemistry between the two of them. Did I miss something? We knew it was going to happen, but I never felt like there was this growing kind of heat between the two of them. But child, I guess they ain't got but 10 episodes. They ain't got time to be lingering on no fucking growing heat. Even at the party, I thought it was interesting that interviewer, she was like, your woman, she don't love you no more. I'm not going to fall for this whole, we back together and she got a new ring and all of that. But look at her. She could tell she she ain't feeling you like that. Okay, but I really would like to get to know you. I said, bitch, no, you not pushing up on them. Your woman don't love you, but I might. Let's get in the bed and see how that work out. Back at the house, like I told you guys, Raina is still curious about what's going on with Tariq. She's trying to talk to him. You know, we got to keep dad out of jail. I heard him and mom arguing earlier, and, you know, she said something about how he should have killed Kanan, and Tariq was like, yeah, they the one that set him up, you know, and so he's talking all bad about his parents and how Kanan was really the good guy who got set up by them. She was just like, maybe we can go to a different school, transfer, and he was like, I ain't going no fucking where. Don't even be in here talking to me about that shit. And she was just like, listen, if we don't protect our dad and keep him out of jail, then we gonna lose everything. Tariq don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, get out of my fucking room. He pushes her out and falls, and she falls on the ground. He slams the door in her face. I was like, yeah, something is gonna happen with Raina. She gonna get caught up in the crossfire. We see First Chair John meet up with Big Boss Sandoval, and he tells that they're going to do a checkup, an investigation on Donovan. And of course, Big Boss is happy. But I believe that First Chair John told Big Boss that just to see his reaction, okay? Because when Sandoval walks out the room, you know, John is looking at him like, yeah, I got my good cat eye on him too. So even though we was annoyed with John at the beginning, I think John is going to help get to the bottom of this if they don't kill his ass first. Now, and what had to be the stupidest thing that anybody could do, we see Big Boss Sandoval, his dumb ass got his gun out. He is going over Donovan's house, who we find out that's who it is when his daughter opens the door, okay? And of course, Big Boss is just like, oh shit, okay? I didn't know Donovan had you this week. And she was like, yeah, and he's not even here right now. You want me to tell him that you came by? No. You don't have to do that, okay? I was like, what the fuck would he think he was gonna do? Now, you in the hallway with a gun. What about the surveillance cameras, Mike? He is stupid. Donovan is not there because he's at Angie's house, and they're watching the tapes in Truth, and they see Big Boss Sandoval heading up the stairs. At the same time that somebody's at the door, there's a knock at the door, and it's overly dedicated. He tells Angie, listen, I think that now they are thinking that I am the mole and that I killed Greg, but we trying to say that it's Donovan. Angela opens the door and lets it open all the way and see Donovan sitting on the couch, and he was like, oh, did you hear that? And Donovan was like, yes. She was like, dumbass, come in this room. Tasha goes over to Terry's house, and she's all feeling bad that he's upset about the ring, and she tells him that it's just an act, just like you said, and he says, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have acted jealous. Okay, and she was just like, I just can't stop thinking about how if I hadn't met James, and if I would have met you first, things could have been different. And of course they kiss, and then they have a pretty hot sex scene right there in the middle of his living room. And I was like, see, this is how you do sex scenes, Lala. Somebody help Lala out. Ghost tells Tommy to call Teresi because he helped me cover up this murder at the jailhouse. So, and I told him that you would talk to him. He wants to talk to you. And while we talking about covering up murders, what about the Homeland guy? What did you do with his body? Oh, I didn't do anything with his body. Proctor took care of it. Proctor? You let Proctor take care of it? Yeah. What about the laptop? Did you get the tape? Oh no, Proctor took care of that too. He said, are you fucking crazy? You let Proctor take care of everything. He's not our lawyer anymore. Now he's an accomplice. So he can use all that shit against us, stupid ass. Now we got to take care of both your problem and my problem. We gotta fix this. We see First Chair John. He even catches up with Proctor and tells him the same thing. Listen, they gonna kill your ass if you don't tell me what happened with the Homeland Security guy. Now he was over here because we see that his cell phone was binging off one of these towers around here. So you might as well tell me what it is, but Proctor is playing dumb. I don't know what you mean. First Chair John was like, okay, keep on if you want, but I'm telling you, they gonna kill you. And of course, over in the dark shadows is Ghost, okay? He's watching. He got his good eye, his cat eye on Proctor. And then lastly, we see Tommy. He calls Teresi. Listen, I ain't got time to be sitting up here chatting with you, old man. What did you want? Teresi starts off this whole speech about, you know, he has never been really the most perfect person, but, you know, as he's gotten older and he's in there, he's come to realize that, you know, it's all about family. I don't know how to tell you this, but I am your father. We already knew that. Tommy now knows that. But Tommy doesn't believe him. No, my dad is dead. Nope, your dad ain't dead. I'm your daddy. I used to know Kate back in the days when she was a stripper. Kate is Tommy's mother. Kate didn't want me to be in your life. It wasn't my choice not to be involved in your life. He had feelings for her and they had this baby. She cut everything off. He don't know what to say about himself. He's always had a thing for redheads. When he says that, of course, Tommy stops in his tracks because Tommy is the exact same way. He used to say it all the time. As a matter of fact, that's why he ended up with Holly, because she was a redhead. And when he says that, Tommy realizes that he got that same trait from his damn daddy. But they can't continue the conversation because the guards are walking the halls and Teresi has to hang up. So when he hangs up the phone, suddenly Tommy is just sitting there in the car like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, Tommy, you got a daddy out there. Wonder how this is gonna play. Alright, Rockstars, that's it. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Rockstars. Bye.